where leadership roles are based on personal and intellectual excellence. Now let me quote what the Chancellor of the Aga Khan University said when he reminded us at the university's very first convocation in 1989 that the key to the university's intellectual and societal destiny is freedom of learning and research, which is the truest spirit of Islam. Without it, excellence cannot be achieved, unquote. This brings me to the concept of excellence, which I'm sure all of you are also aiming to achieve in this conference. When we see excellence around us, we pursue excellence, strive to be better, stronger, or brighter. It's a compelling pursuit, and one can gain a lot from achieving it. While striving to attain excellence, one inspires others. The ripple effect even impacts society and contributes to its development and betterment. It is therefore important that our nation make the pursuit of excellence a part of its education system, and this will enable us to face the complex problems of the 21st century. While providing training skills, this education must inculcate a spirit of curiosity, of questioning, of critical examination that will enable us to tackle challenging issues and develop innovative solutions for our problems. A sound education must also emphasize the importance of ethics and morality. The idea that one's actions, work, and entire life must be built on sound values, doing the right thing, behaving and acting the right way. Of course, it's also through precept and example that values of honesty and integrity are imparted. Those who have had such an education would be in a position to take developing nations forward on a sustainable basis. But the development of our nation will be sustainable only if the beneficiaries become the masters of the process. This means that initiatives cannot be valued exclusively in terms of their economic returns, but rather as integrated programs that encompass social and cultural dimensions as well. Education and skills training, health and public service, conservation of cultural heritage, infrastructure development, environmental control, and even policy and legislative development are among various aspects that must be taken into account. Years of neglect in the field of education has led us to our present morass. Our literacy rate is lower than countries with similar per capita incomes. Although we've committed ourselves to achieving the Millennium Development Goals by 2015, I wonder if we'll be able to reach a literacy rate of 80 to 85% by then. In an attempt to overcome this situation, it's imperative that the national program we envisage use every available method. This should include folk wisdom, making it easier for people to assimilate knowledge presented in familiar and desirable language. Its evolution will encompass existing knowledge, benefiting from elements of modern techniques to lead to a system of self-management of isolated communities for the benefit of society. Of course, education is only one of the challenges Pakistan's economy is faced with. Others include our high consumption and low saving rates, high indicators in infant mortality and fertility rates, the gap between our export earnings and expenditure on imports, spending more than what is earned as revenues, a shrinking share in world trade, and energy and water shortages. And though we have good long-term and short-term plans, we have not been good at implementing them, nor is there continuity. Let me add the obvious. For a robust economy, we need political stability, law and order, and security, so that investors are encouraged to come to Pakistan. In this situation, what we need to do is to build up human capital, ensuring that every child goes to school and that every high school graduate has some technical skill or pursues higher education in order to be part of a knowledge-based world economy. We also need to use technology with a comprehensive approach for poverty reduction, particularly information and communication technology. To address social problems, we should use our young labor force. Pakistan is one of the few countries which has a significantly large young labor force. We should also increase the female labor force participation, and we should give them all skills and knowledge, creating employment opportunities needed both at home and abroad. All this is easier said than done, but our younger generations will, inshallah, rise to the challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference that you are embarking on today is a good example of the pursuit of excellence in education in an area of health sciences that is important to a growing population around the world. Statistics for this part of the world, I believe, are difficult to find, but it is disturbing to know, for example, that about 70 million people in the US, or 20 million, or 20% of its population, are inflicted with some form of arthritic or chronic joint syndrome. I say disturbing because these ailments affect people's productivity and collectively a nation's capacity for progress. Let me conclude by wishing you fruitful deliberations during this conference and every success in all your endeavors. Thank you.